we're here for another live. Thanks for being here. And we have a special guest, Tanys from Twillow Lifestyle.
Hello.
The perfect guest for our chat today about Reiki, since you were my Reiki Master and teacher.
Thanks for having me. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, if anybody has any questions about Reiki, anything you've ever wanted answered, please post in the chat and we will be happy to get to your questions. That's what we're here for today. And in the last kind of 10 minutes or so, we'll do a quick healing session as well for those of you that are present. So please hang around if you don't mind, or if you want healing. So I guess I'll do a quick, while people kind of filter in, I'll just do a quick summary of what's coming up for me, and I'll do it again at the end. But the next show is going to be on the 26th of August. We're doing tarot poetry. So that'll be fun. So that's basically where I'll be pulling cards, and then based off those cards, I'll be writing poems. So that'll be exciting. Might even do some readings involved where pulling cards for people and then writing a poem for them. September 8th, I'm going to be doing a review on my dog Le Normand that I created.
Awesome.
I'm also maybe hoping by that point that Jamie and Gerald might have their copies. So maybe one of them will hop on with me. And then I actually just got a topic and a guest for my September 28th show. So her lady's name is Monica. She's also actually a Reiki practitioner, and she creates what she calls fairy orbs. So they're jewelry that she makes, but she uses her intuition to make this jewelry, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I just got one myself. So yeah, I thought I would have her on, and she could talk about her journey, how she makes this jewelry, and the process that she does to create them. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Beautiful.
So let me just do, and looks like Moira is here.
Hey,
Hello, Moira. Thanks for being here. So I guess first to start us off, if I can speak English tonight, what is Reiki? I guess that's the big question. Right? Everybody's like, what is Reiki? So
it is a Japanese energy healing modality. So it was downloaded. It's been around for thousands of years, really, but we had it's been called all different things, is what I mean. So energy healing has been around as long as we have, in terms of humans, and the modality itself has been around for the last number of years. That was downloaded by Masaru Emoto. Wrong one, sorry, Yasui. I'm like, wait, Masaru Emoto, that's wrong. That's the water guy.
All right.
Yasui. I talk about Masaru Emoto more probably than Yasui, because it was groundbreaking. It affects Reiki, the water study, but yeah.
Well, maybe that could be another topic for another night.
It could be. Yeah. So Yasui created it, Mikao Yusi, and created it. He was downloaded it. So he spent all these hours, on Mount Koriyama in meditation. And when he came out of it, it was there for him. So it was downloaded. He was presented the opportunity to bring that to the world. So it's an energy healing modality. There are symbols involved that help to focus the energy. And, we all vibrate, right? We vibrate between 63 and 78 megahertz. The earth vibrates. It's measured by the Schumann resonance scale.
You talk about
lots going on there lately. So, when we look at that stuff, when we vibrate any lower, we start to get not well, right? We start to get run down and stuff like that.
Well, and I think I actually have, I'm going to share my screen here, just so that we can, because we have a little diagram that kind of shows that, so people can have a visual. Give me 1 second here. There we go. So I hope everybody can see that well.
You may want to push the plus
zoom
sign.
Zoom it in a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just push the plus sign a little bit. There we go.
There.
Yeah. So the brain itself is one of the higher vibration parts of the body, as you can see there.
Mm-hmm.
And the normal body temperature or body vibration, like I said, 62 to 78 megahertz. So when our vibration goes down to between 50 and 60 or so, we start getting colds and flus. Other disease can start at like 58 megahertz. Candida starts 55. We start to become more receptive to things like Epstein-Barr and stuff at 52. Mm-hmm. And when we're down around 42, that's when we end up, with the possibility of, or right. being more open to cancer in terms of that. Right. But that means you have to be down there for a long period of time. So right. I don't want people jumping into fear here about that. Yeah. Because really it's our vibration does this each and every day, every moment. It's up and down, right? And you can see by what's underneath there. Negative thoughts bring it down by 12 megahertz. Positive thoughts bring it up by 10. Okay. Meditation brings it up 15 to 25, right? Essential oils, they start at 52, but the majority of them are over 80. And so you can put essential oils into your field, and there's a physics law that if you have a low vibration and a high vibration, the low vibration will rise. So if you put a high vibration essential oil, with us being a low vibration, it helps to raise our vibration.
So that whole thing about, essential oils, do they work or not? At least vibrationally.
Vibrationally, they work. Vibrationally, they work. And then music, of course. So the solfeggio frequencies are always great for that too. And so because, as you see there, a thought can bring it up and down. That's why I say when we're doing this all day. Mm-hmm. So we have to have a real sort of negative mindset to be in that lower vibration enough.
Right.
To create
and
that
I know,
kind of for ourselves.
When I took, when you taught the class too, you said, like this negativity drops it by 12, but a positive thought only raises it by 10. So, you need to have a lot more positive thoughts in the sense to raise it than, if you're thinking lots of negativity, it's, that balance is going to be a lot harder to do. So to, staying in a positive mindset, so much the better, right?
Yep. And that's why meditation is such a growing trend right now as well, right? Because it does jump it up so much, right? So even like 10, 15 minutes will do the 25. So it's a huge jump for us when we need it. So if you're feeling like, for me, if I'm feeling really like drained after a client or whatever, and I sit down and do meditation, I can feel it just sort of give me more energy and ramp things up for me again. So it's great.
So you talked about like essential oils, I guess, like entering our field. So I know, like, you being a Reiki Master myself, like that's the key to Reiki is that we're actually working with that field, with that energy in the body. So we're not using any of our own energy. We're using source energy and then the energy in the person's body and basically healing or working with them that way.
Yeah, they're healing themselves essentially, right? All we do is remove any tension or dense pockets that get stuck in that field, in the auric field. So let's talk a little bit more about the chakra system, because that's a key part for any energy healing. And I do, just so we know, Moira, I do have the answer for your question coming up. She asked, how does Reiki differ from other energy healing? So we will answer that in just a little bit. Okay, I haven't forgotten that. I just want to kind of get started. I just want to kind of get some basics in there first. So can you see my? Yeah, I can. Okay. So if we look here, we've got 7 main. So these would be your crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, your solar plexus, sacral, and your root. So those are the 7 primary chakras that we have. There are many, many other chakras. Okay. If you go by a 10 chakra system, that would be this one. And that would be, it adds as well the transpersonal chakras. So that's the soul star chakra. And this is about a foot above the head. It also includes the higher heart, which is just between the throat chakra and the heart chakra. It's just about halfway. So right in there.
More or less, I guess, where my necklace is sitting.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be like the higher heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Earth Star chakra down here, which is really the, it's about a foot below us. So I always liken the chakra system to the circulatory system in the body. So these act as the heart, basically. They pump the energy through the system. And they actually go through. So we have a front and back for those, and they're cone shaped. So these are like discs that rotate.
Okay.
And you can see that these main chakras form a system. So there's a central channel that comes down here, and the root and the crown are the either end of that central channel. And these other ones feed off the central channel as well. Okay. So they keep the energy pumping throughout the body. The meridians are like the veins and arteries of the system, and they take the energy from the main part of the system out to the other parts of the body, as you can see here. Okay. Well, there's many more, but those are the main meridians.
Well, when with the chakras we were saying, they rotate. Is that why, like, when we use the pendulum and stuff with the chakras, it starts to rotate?
That's right, because it gets caught in the vortex of the energy. So, yeah. And that's just more information on the chakras, which we don't need to get in too much detail. But this right here, I wanted to show you. So when we vibrate, we create an electromagnetic field around us, and it creates the aura. And the aura has numerous layers. So the first layer here, you can see it's related to the root chakra. It's red, and that's the etheric layer. So that's actually when you put your hand up like this and you bring it down towards your other hand, you can feel like a little bit of resistance. Usually about here above, depends on the person, where they're at, but usually it's in that range that you'll feel. And if you actually wiggle your hand, sometimes you'll actually feel like it's jelly, because it's the jelly blueprint that keeps the energy in the shape of our body. It goes all the way through. So when we're talking about etheric surgery, which is another whole modality, it's actually, we're able to do etheric surgery on internal organs in the etheric realm, or the etheric field, which can actually help create change in the physical organs, which is super powerful. So that's another whole thing. But that's the field that we're working in, this one that's really close, and it goes all the way through. Then we have the mental emotional, right? You've got here, we have the emotional body, the mental body, right? Those are connected to the next ones. The next chakras, your sacral and your solar plexus. Then we have the astral body, and then we have the etheric template, and we have the celestial body, and we have the catheric body. So these are all aspects or layers of our aura. And we can get stuff stuck in these layers too. When I say stuff, I mean like dense pockets stuck in those layers. And so when we have dense pockets stuck in those layers, that's when we have some of the emotional things, right? So if I have a dense pocket stuck here, so let's go back to this. So if I have a dense pocket stuck here, for instance, in my etheric layer, I'm going to feel pain in the physical. If I have a dense pocket stuck here in the mental emotional layers, I may have things like anxiety or depression or things like that. If it's in the outer ones, which are more your spiritual layers, you may have trouble connecting with people, feel lonely in a crowd, those kinds of things. Yeah. And so basically what a Reiki practitioner does is they channel life force energy from source down into the heart chakra and out the hands, and it puts in high vibration energy into that space, and it just transmutes or dissolves those denser pockets. So it's much like when you put high vibration sound with a crystal glass and the glass shatters, right? You're just breaking things up. It's not as loud or as obnoxious.
Yeah, it's almost like ultrasonic or whatever.
It is. Yeah. It's more like an ultrasonic kind of thing. So that's kind of how it works. And we do that. Reiki will go where it's needed. It's an intelligent life force.
That's what I absolutely love about it, is that you can't, as you always say, you can't do it wrong necessarily. No matter, even if you're putting it in, at the head, if it's needed in the feet, it'll go there.
Yeah. And it can do no harm, because we all have Reiki. We all run Reiki. The only difference is that if you've gone through some training, you understand it a little bit more. Right. And we all run. So I always use the straw analogy when I'm talking about Reiki. So
yes,
we've got.
I always use it too when I'm explaining it.
So it's like different layers, different levels of Reiki are associated with different like sizes of straws. So we all have like the little cocktail straw, the little tiny one. We can all send Reiki with that. Doesn't matter who you are. When you get into your first level, it's like you upgrade that to like a regular drinking straw. Right. Then when you go to doing your second level, it's like you're doing one of those big milkshake straws. Then the third level, you're like garden hose. And then Reiki Master is like fire hose, right? It's just to give you an idea of how much you can channel through, depending on where you're at in that stuff. And so the higher you get in the Reiki system, the more energy you carry within your body and the more you're able to channel through your body. So some Reiki masters have actually been measured at channeling about 1,000 megahertz.
Wow.
Into the aura. Into the aura. I personally haven't been measured, but I've read some research on that. So if you think about that and the crystal glass, that's what we're doing when we're doing Reiki. We're sending that high vibration energy in, and it's just breaking up or dissipating the denser pockets that we get stuck there.
Yeah. I'm going to say hello to a couple of people, and then maybe we can get to we'll get to Moira's question there. And if anybody else has any questions that have just popped in, if you have any questions about Reiki at all, please put them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. So we're going to say hello to Catherine. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
And then Hypnicity popped in as well. Hi, Hypnicity.
Hey,
how are you?
How are you doing?
So yeah, Moira asked, how does Reiki differ from other energy healing?
Okay. So it's all energy. Basically what happens is you fine-tune frequencies. And so different frequencies are better for some kinds of healings than other frequencies. And so more or less what happens is that I always picture it like a radio tuner button. Okay. So you can kind of like tune into the Reiki frequency. You can tune into an aqua lead frequency or a Nukti frequency or Nigara frequency. Like they're all different types of energy healing. And it's just the nuance of the characteristics of the energy as it gets channeled through is slightly different. So you'll actually experience it in a different way. So we can actually maybe do some of that. Maybe we'll do more than just Reiki at the end so that they feel
let people
a difference.
Experience it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of the difference. Is it feels different. It's all coming from the same source. It's just that we're asking spirit or intending that the energy gets channeled through at a specific frequency with those characteristics. And they're usually designed to so Reiki is a very overarching kind of overall healing modality. Aqua lead is very much about healing the water within the body and in the environment. And then, cool. Okay.
I was reading it too.
Sorry, I get distracted. And then, for instance, Nukti is about grief and trauma. So it heals grief and trauma at a cellular level. So that reprogramming of the energy is basically it's reprogramming the cytoplasm within the cells with Nukti. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. So Reiki comes in and it feels like a warm hug. And it's like an overall kind of energy. And then you start using some of the others. Those are just examples. I mean, there's tons of different energy healing modalities. But
chat about them a bit more at the end there when we do them. We'll give you a little bit of a this is what this one is. This is what this one is. Just a real brief overview. Because you actually have because you teach Reiki, you teach Aqua lead, and then the other ones that we're going to be doing as well that you're going to be teaching as well. So if anybody's interested in learning any of the modalities through Twillow Lifestyle, you can actually go to Tanys's website, and it's actually in the comment in the description below. you can actually go there and keep an eye out, and you run them kind of every, cyclical, kind of, every few months or so you'll offer those.
Yeah. And then we've also got the for some of the ones that I've mentioned, they're actually part of the brand new Galactic Shaman program.
Yeah.
Which is starting up this month, the fourth Friday, the fourth Sunday of the month. I'm excited. It's a brand new program.
So Mara said, I took Reiki level 1 years ago, and also something called quantum touch, which I found very effective.
Yes, I've heard quantum touch is quite effective as well. Again, it's another healing modality, different frequency sort of thing that you're looking at. But yeah, they each, and everybody resonates with a different healing modality too.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's all right too, right? We all just have our own our own things that we like.
And even within Reiki, there's different types, right? Like I've heard, there's different versions, or I guess lineages, I guess is what the proper terminology.
Well, there's different Reiki. I would say there are different modalities within the Reiki umbrella. Mm-hmm. So there's the one that I teach is Yasui. I've also had Karuna Reiki. I've been attuned to that as well. So there's Corona Reiki as well. There is Holy Fire Reiki. There's a few others too. Those are the ones that are coming to mind at the moment, but there's some other ones as well that come to mind. And, I took a Reiki with crystals course. So that's using Reiki, but you're incorporating crystals into it a little bit more and doing it that way. So
Catherine had a question, and this is from firsthand experience for her. So she said, why does Accolade come through when getting Reiki?
Because it knows when you need it. So the body, pretty much once a practitioner has been attuned to these, if they ask for whatever the person needs for their highest good with ease and grace, then it's going to sort of come through wherever they need it, whenever they need it, because it's an intelligent thing, right? And so it's going to, so say you have a place that needs, it has some inflammation. Aqualead might switch there and give you some around the inflammation, because it's really great at bringing down inflammation, right? If you're really struggling with something and the person's got the nukti, then it really focuses really well on the heart. So you might find when you're on the heart that it feels different. And so each of them, you'll notice just a different quality of energy as they come in and out. So I hope that makes sense. It's whatever you need, and the energy and the guides know, and they help get it there.
Oh, and then Moira said Reiki used symbols, I think, and Aqualead as well, right?
Yes, most of them have some form of symbol. The symbols help just to focus the energy. And they, again, it's like fine tuning again. So you might go from like 1 to 2, when you're fine tuning, but then 1A, 1C, those are the like frequencies within that one range. That's kind of what you're doing with the symbols. So like in Reiki, you start getting symbols in level 2. And you get like the chokre, and then you get the mental emotional symbol and the distance symbol.
Right.
And those help you to they really help with intention. Right. Because intention is everything, right? So you say, okay, I'm going to do distance Reiki. So I'm going to draw the symbol for distance, and I want to make sure it's good and powerful. I'm going to draw the power symbol, which is the chokre. And I'm going to, then start the Reiki, because we're setting the intention by using them. So they help you to focus the energy more than anything.
And what's really good with the symbols too is like I've been able to infuse things with the symbols as well, like oils and stuff like that for people. So that's where the symbols are also incredibly useful, is for things like that.
Well, and a way to even bring that further. So Aqualead, there's a couple of symbols there for abundance with Aqualead. And so a few years back, we did an abundance class, and we created, so this is the snowflake created by the Masaru Emoto study we were talking about earlier that I was mixed up with. That's the snowflake for abundance. Behind that, see, it's in a laminated card. So blue is a color, right? In behind this picture, I drew the symbols for abundance and for power symbols for Aqualead. So these were meant to put them on your water bottle to create the energy of abundance in your water, so that you're bringing that energy into yourself, so that you can attract, because like attracts like. So that's another way you can use it. I think that's what you were referring to in terms of the future, right?
So a couple more people have popped in here.
Yeah,
so
hi guys.
Randy's here. Hello. Hi. Lori is here as well.
Hi, Lori.
Hello. And then I think I also saw JJ pop in to speak. Yep. Hello.
Hi, JJ.
And then Hypnicity just had a quick comment here. She says, once I realized that the trauma I experienced in childhood was not due to anything intentional, it helped me heal more. My trauma from adult life is a different story. Yeah. We're all doing that to ourselves, right? This trauma thing. It's part of being here, because we have to learn the different things, right? We have to learn what it's like to go through that stuff. That's part of our mission here. So when we go through stuff, we bring on trauma, then we need to clear the trauma, and the clearing the trauma is just as much a learning as actually creating the trauma. And so, especially if you're a healer, you often have gone through stuff. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say comes with the boat. I don't know.
Comes with the territory. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Randy just said, I couldn't remember the symbols. I set an intention and made my own. I mean, as you say,
that's
intention
right.
is everything.
That's right. And if those work better for you, then great. The thing with symbols, they create a specific frequency in the collective. So when we call on a specific symbol, for instance, it has had years and years to build in that particular thing. And this is why they often talk about the symbols in Reiki being sacred symbols and not to share them and all of that kind of thing, because you want to keep the energy as clean as you can, or as true to its purpose as you can, so that when we tap into it, it brings what we're looking for in terms of our energy. So if you, for instance, somebody's using it for all sorts of different things, then you're not going to have the same, it dilutes the meaning or the intention that's attached to the symbol, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, and we're actually going to have I think it's come in October or November. I've scheduled a live on sacred geometry and sacred symbols. So we'll be discussing those. That's exciting.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And Tuta says she has a huge pyramid. It's a very nice pyramid. I've had the privilege of getting to lay under it. It's very nice. Yeah.
Crystal baths in the pyramid is amazing. It's a lot of fun.
And Randy, that's all I do anymore, really, is just envision the symbols.
Yeah.
Yep. Mind's eye.
And I actually will just say them too.
Yep.
Because it's how I usually do it. And so that's how I do it all the time. And it just comes. Yeah.
Oh, and anybody new that came in, if you have any questions about Reiki at all, please post them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer those. Mm-hmm. So please feel free to post any questions you might have.
Oh, cool.
Let's watch a video called To Be in Awe, Wisdom from a 96-year-old. I highly recommend it. I'll have to check that out later.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So we're at the half-hour mark. So I don't know if we maybe want to do some of the healing modalities, see if anybody posts any questions in the meantime, or
let's do that.
Yeah.
So we talked about how Reiki is different. So we'll start with that. Maybe start with Reiki.
Start with Reiki. Start with the good old straightforward Reiki. So I'm gonna say anybody who's would like to have the energy, just put the intention out there that you like to receive, and just kind of observe how it feels, how it's going to differ from some of the other ones. Just sit with it and see how the differences.
Mm-hmm. Can I answer Randy's question first?
Yeah. Is it the one he just posted?
That? Yeah. So your body swirls when giving a Reiki treatment. Why? Because you're channeling the energy. And so it can have a swirly feeling to it as it comes down and in, right? So if that's probably what you're feeling, because it does sort of come in a swirl, depending on, and if you're super sensitive, you're going to feel that. as a swirl, right?
Well, and I mean, you and I had conversation too about, Kundalini possibly being activated when you're giving it.
Yeah, exactly. And, it is like that, this, right? So you've got the energy coming up the center channel like that. So it is going to feel swirly inside. So
and definitely
you can focus on that. Yes.
She has arthritis in her right hand. So hopefully we can help you tonight with that.
So hypnicity, I want you to think about or just notice the difference between when we give Reiki and aqua lead. Because I think you're going to find a bit more of a difference with the aqua lead with your arthritis. So just Oh,
and Tuta said, I get cold hands instead of warm hands in Reiki class. I felt like I failed.
Not at all, because everybody experiences it differently, right? Energy is very unique for each person. So just like feeling the guides. So when I have guides come in, the ascended masters, I feel them like warm, like hot. Archangels, I feel it like it's cold, like freezing. And other people, they're the opposite. They feel the archangels like they're super hot. And it's really just how we experience the energy, right?
Yep.
It's not, there's no right or wrong to that. It's just
me, it really depends on the archangel. Like, most of them coming super cold, but for me, Metatron's like furnace hot.
Boiling hot. Yeah. It's all different depending.
That's what's fun about this energy stuff. It's different for everybody.
That's right.
If it was the same, it'd be boring.
Yeah. It's just how you're experiencing it. It's
okay. Says, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right. So we'll do
neck headaches.
Yeah, neck
familiar
headaches.
with those.
And then there was also eyes as well. So
Okay. So let's start with Reiki. So what I want you to do. Yeah, I understand that. Actually, Hypnicity, if you offer energy healing, even though you have pain, your hands will start to get better.
Because by giving us, I always tell people, they're like, oh, if you're tired, don't do it. I'm like, I'm not giving my energy. Actually, by giving the session to them, I'm getting it myself. And I end up usually feeling better by the end of it. Yeah.
I have fibromyalgia. And when I don't do sessions on people, like if I have a quieter time and I'm not doing sessions, I feel worse than if I'm able to do some healing sessions with people.
Yeah. Reciprocal. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, and then Tuta just asks, do you feel like more symbols are coming?
So that's interesting. So for me, the symbols that have come in, do I think there's more Reiki symbols? Possibly. I think they're bringing in other energies instead of more symbols. So like Nukti is a Pleiadian energy that's come in. It comes with symbols. Nigera has come in with symbols. Well, at least one anyway. And then, okay. Sorry. Apparently there will be 3, but it's one that we're downloading now. Breaking news. There's 3 in Nigera. Okay. So, so they do come in with other modalities. And so the symbols can be used from those modalities as well. Do I think that they're coming in with Reiki? I think Reiki itself, the Reiki symbols, I think they maybe have them. All of the different types of Reiki have their own set of symbols though. So Yusui has a set of symbols. Karuna Reiki has a set of symbols. Fire Reiki has a set of symbols, right? So they all have their own set of symbols. So when you say that, yes, maybe you're feeling that from the other types of Reiki, holy fire, sorry. Maybe you're feeling that from the other types of Reiki, or you may be feeling that there's other modalities coming in, because that's definitely the case.
I love this interactive format. Me too. I started my channel.
It's fun. It's fun. So I hope that answers your question. So what I want you to do with this is I want you to pay attention to what your body feels, what your emotions are as we give you Reiki. Okay. Are you going to join me, Kaylee?
Yes, of course. Yeah. The only one I'm not going to be able to do with you is Nocti, sorry. Tickle my
Okay.
throat.
Yep. So we're going to send out Reiki now. I want you to think about the qualities that you associate with it. Does it feel warm? Does it feel movement? Do you feel movement of some kind? If so, what kind of movement? Those are the things I want you to pay attention to when we're doing it. Okay? So here comes the Reiki. Okay, so I want you to take a few seconds and just write down what that felt like to you. Okay. I'm going to do the sip thing while we're doing that.
Yeah.
Nice. Tingles from right fingertips to the elbow. Perfect.
I love the tinglies. They're fun.
So it was working on your arthritis. Right? It knows where to go.
It'll be interesting to see how the aqualead feels.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I know with my mom, the aqualead works better with the inflammation in her ankle than the Reiki does.
Definitely. Nice. So the heaviness is kind of what a lot of people think of as like a warm blanket kind of feeling.
Like one of those weighted blankets.
Yeah, exactly. My right side is kind of cold now. Yep. A wave washing over my body. Beautiful. So it'll be interesting for you, Randy, to see the difference between that and the next one, which is the aqualead. Okay. Yeah. So I want you to, again, same sort of thing, right? Think about your different emotional and physical attributes of it.
That's interesting. She says, happiness, the name Abraham, cave, and healing modalities.
Oh, those came in terms of messages, I guess, right?
That would be my understanding of that. If you want to clarify, JJ, feel free.
Moira, you missed it. It's okay.
All good, Moira. You definitely, I mean,
you would have gotten some.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a few more anyway, so you'll get a little bit more healing. Okay? Yeah, cool.
She said yes.
Yes. Happiness, the name Abraham, cave, and healing modalities were messages. Cool.
It'll be interesting to see what you get with these other ones, especially the Niagara. It'll be interesting. Yeah, let us know when you go with the Niagara.
For sure, because it's just coming in. So, all right. So now we're going to do aqualead. Okay. So just pay attention to how you feel. What are the emotions coming up? And any messages, JJ, if you've got some messages coming in. See, and I just got cold. So we just got different guides in.
Yeah, I was going to say, the air conditioning is not running right now.
Whew, okay, lots of chills on this one. Somebody really needs this. Okay, here it comes. Aqualead. right. So take a few minutes now, please, and write down what you felt with that.
Let us know.
And maybe a comparison. How did it differ from the Reiki?
I know I got chills given that one versus Reiki.
It was, yeah, we had a lot of help come in for that one. It was very supported. So lots of guides here to help push that through. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, almost like a massage. Yeah, it's very I know when I've given it to my mom, that she says she can actually feel the waves. Yeah. Pulsing on her, pulsing, cantering on my right leg. And her right leg is the one she broke her ankle, so that would make sense.
Yeah. Should be legal.
Should be legal. Like,
what should be legal?
Like spell check. Technology.
Yes. It warmed up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, many people feel that it's like comes in as waves. So the pulsing thing is similar to that, right? Oh. Pyramids.
Whoa, pyramid lined up with the pyramids like a travel tunnel position, top of crown to cheekbones, under nose. Interesting.
Wow, cool.
Loving that.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
I think we all have some Egyptian ties.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Like rollers on your arm. Yeah, exactly. That movement sensation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what that one feels like to a lot of people. Okay.
Right. I felt tingling in my right and left hand, spreading up my arms into my heart. Head cleared and I can breathe deeply. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy.
Excellent. Yeah, I do find that it's good for that too, right? The sinuses and clearing those kinds of things. So yeah, it's a fun one to play with for sure. So that's Aqualead. That was downloaded by a woman by the name of Sabine Blay. When did that come down? I am forgetting the year.
It's okay. I was going to say, I have my notes here. I can see if it...
Like 2015?
2017 December is the date on here, but here, Aqualead is a new energy healing modality that was channeled in Buenos Aires, Argentina on August 30th of 2008.
Okay, 2008. So she took a while to take it out, to bring it out to the world. So the
as it does.
As it does. Yeah. So oh, Moira felt something release. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, so it's an older, not as old as Reiki, of course, young in terms of energy healing modalities. But it's a little bit older than the next one that we're going to do, which is Nukti. So Nukti is one that was downloaded to me in 2019. And I taught it for the first time in 2021. So it takes time, to get to that point. So let's...
You're welcome, Randy.
I'm still feeling it. Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Right. Yeah. And you may still continue to feel it for the rest of the night. It'll, stick around as long as it needs to, or,
That's right. It means it's still working on you, Hypnocity. That's all.
Yep.
Okay. So Nukti is the next one, and it is the Pleiadian one that deals with grief and trauma. So this one, you too, Randy. Cool. So this one is going to feel a little bit different. Aqualead, the other thing to consider here is Reiki is much more earth energy, earth-based energy, whereas Aqualead is Andromedan energy that's come down. Nukti is Pleiadian energy. And Nigera, the one we're going to do after, is actually Syrian. So this one is Pleiadian. It's called Nukti, and it's grief and trauma relief. Okay?
Yep.
So
take it away.
Okay. Hopefully we don't have too many people in tears with that one. So please, again, let us know how you felt.
Clear my throat chakra there.
Yeah, I sent it to you as well.
Oh, I know.
So let us know how that felt. So that's that galactic energy. So it feels a little bit different. For me, when it came in, it was funny because I'll just tell this while they're writing in their thoughts.
Yeah.
For me, it came in. I woke up one morning and my crown chakra felt like it had been burned. And I was like, what is going on here? But I thought, all right, whatever. Squeezes your arm and shoulder. Interesting. Hopefully not in an uncomfortable way. Because it shouldn't be doing that. I'm just going to check on something.
Yep. Okay. Go for it. Yep. This is the teacher side everybody's getting to witness right now.
This is me taking care of something because I don't want somebody in discomfort. Stretching, yeah. All right. Okay, how does that feel now, Hypnocity?
And then Tuta said, hard to put it into words like cellular DNA CPR. Tingles in arms to heart and beyond. I sat up straighter and my lower back received some energy. Oh, I'm glad.
Awesome. And it does. It goes right down to cellular. Yeah. So
also the arm and shoulder pressure. Thought it was just me. There you go. So it wasn't just you.
And where do we hold all of our tension from trauma?
Right. And which side of the body too, right?
Yeah. And if it's a particular side related to, if it's family trauma, right? Left side is mother side, female side. Right is father side, right? Male side.
Moira said, I felt some pulsing down through my legs and out my feet.
Awesome. That was energy leaving. Good stuff.
Randy said, that was interesting. My body filled up like a balloon. I felt I needed to breathe out what no longer serves me from my gut into my throat. Big breath out. Now I'm floating.
Yeah.
So that's
the releasing.
Yeah. Grief and trauma.
That's the releasing.
Yeah. It's much deeper. Feels nice. Yes. Good. Yeah. Lori said, I saw red, then magenta, and my head dropped. When I raised my head, I saw gold, and my head began to pulse like my heartbeat.
Beautiful. Cool. Yeah.
Mine felt more like a support thing, like someone facing me. Interesting.
Hi, that was me.
Was it Taylor Swift? Me, hi, I'm the problem is me. Tuta, yes, the pulse, Lori. Great way to describe it.
Yeah.
How close are your shoulders to your ears? Yes.
That's how we carry the weight, right? We carry the weight of the world on our shoulders from trauma, from all that stuff. So that's why it's so much in the shoulders.
Always right here.
Yeah.
Always right in that heart chakra.
A lot of people feel it there, but also the neck, right? Because things are a pain in the neck when it's trauma. So we tend to release from there. And the shoulders, definitely, I would say. The other thing that trauma, it's also root and solar plexus.
So what the feet too. We're talking about feet and stuff like that. That would make
they're releasing out the feet. So if they're feeling it in their feet, it's because it's usually because it's going out the feet when we put it in. So
yeah, we don't want it all trapped in there because that's a completely different thing altogether.
No, we don't want it trapped. The whole point is for energy to move because that's what emotions are. They're energy, and we don't want to hold on to the emotion. We want to allow it to flow. We want to flow with it, right? Like water. So the fact that you're feeling energy moving through your bodies is great. That's what we want. Okay. Yes. So the story. So I ended up giving a Reiki session that day after I woke up with that crown chakra thing. And it was a friend, thankfully. And I did the Reiki on her, and I noticed, for me, my hands would get warm with Reiki, and I was doing this, and I had like, it was almost kinetic feeling. I wouldn't say tingly, because tingly is almost like this was like, if you had to put a noise to it, right? So it was intense feeling. So the client got up, and she's like, whoa. And I said, are you okay? I might be broken. My hands are all weird. And she's like, no, it was great. It was intense. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and I went to see a friend to do soul retrieval share, like within a couple of days. And it started while I was there. And I was like, okay, what is this? And he was an angel communicator. He's like, whoa. I said, I know, I might be broken. He's like, you're not broken. You tuned in. I was just, young me. Young, like 8 years ago. I was
very young.
And he's like, oh, that's a new energy you're bringing to the earth. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? There's no manual for this.
Right.
And so he handed me paper and a pen. He said, here, go write.
Yeah.
And so I went down to write in the car because it was a beautiful day. Opened the windows. Next thing I knew, I had 5 pages about this new healing modality.
Oh, wow.
Nukti. And I asked for an English name and was given grief relief. So I just used it for the first few years. And then they started telling me to teach it. And I was like, you give me a manual, then we'll talk. And they then sent 4 of my psychic friends after me. I really want to learn that thing that you do.
They like to pester,
of course you do. And anyway, I sat down and did get a manual and offered it, and so taught it for the first time in 2021. So that's the story of Nukti.
Lori said, when I see black, I always hand that off to Michael to take it away for me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, Judah said this is like energy work appetizers. Yummy.
It is, yeah. An appetizer party.
Yeah, it's a great name for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they wanted me to keep the Nukti, but I usually refer to it as Nukti grief relief. So just so that people get an idea of what it is, what it's for.
Your hands are comfortably warm. Oh, that's good.
Awesome. Okay, so the last one is exciting. And Kaylee.
Do you want to give kind of a backstory to it?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you give the backstory to this one?
The Coles Notes version of the backstory.
I'll jump in there.
If any of you have been have been to any of the other lives that you've probably heard me talk about, that Tanys does Enlightenment Evening. So anybody here local to Ottawa, she does kind of, I'd call it almost like a social night once a month.
Yeah. We do messages and stuff like that and hang out. Yeah.
So that particular night, there was only 3 of us. So you and then me and one other person. And so we're sitting there. I can't remember exactly, everything that went on that night. But one of the big things you said is, I feel like we need to do like some healing stuff. And so we all kind of just got comfortable. We're like, okay, we're going to sit in. We all have Reiki. So we were like, okay, we'll just, share some Reiki with each other. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as we kind of sat down and started, this different energy came through.
Mm-hmm. I was like, are you feeling this, guys?
Yeah.
What is this?
And
because normal.
Because for me, Reiki is typically just like tingly in my hands, maybe a little bit hot, but this was something completely different.
It was pulsy feeling.
Yes.
Right? Had like this pulsing quality to it. Yeah.
So you got, some of the name stuff. I got some of the symbols and hand position kind of stuff. Like we all kind of worked together that night to try and at least nail down some of it. And we've had, I think, a little bit of information since. But as we're giving this, if anybody else has any comments or like gets any other information, please let us know. Because as Tanys said, it's still very, very new. And
this is like a debut performance.
Yes.
You guys are getting well, not quite debut, but close. This is like hot off the press.
So my aunt is here. She says, yes, appetizers. Hi. I love the loner sessions. One-on-ones. Yeah.
One-on-ones are beautiful too. Yes, for sure.
Your hands are warm too. That's good.
And Randy, make sure that you have roots coming out of your feet, please, going down into the earth, wrapping around a tree root and going all the way down to the crystalline core, wrapping around that crystalline core and asking any excess energy to release down into the earth. Okay.
And yes, Moira, the preview.
It is the preview. So Nigara is the next one. And Nigara is no shadow, is what it is. Nigara, no shadow. It's a Syrian energy from from Sirius. So you may feel it quite strongly right now because we just finished the Lion's Gate. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
And so it really works on the shadow stuff. So it's cool. You like floating. Okay.
I'm the same way.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Don't ground then. You're good.
As long as you're not driving.
Exactly. Okay, so here's Nigara. Okay. All right. So there's Nigara. I'm just giggling because you can tell everybody's feeling it because it gets really quiet in the chat. Nobody chats because they're all feeling the energy.
I was even feeling it.
Me too. Yeah. It's lots. Yeah. So let us know how that felt. Yeah.
Oh, and why they're typing. If people are interested, so we did Reiki, Aquali, Nukti, and Nigara. So yes. I believe you actually have a Reiki 1 coming up online in a month or so. If people are interested,
it's coming up
learning.
Soon. Yeah.
Ooh.
Awesome.
My tinnitus just stopped. It never stops. It's quiet. I hope it stays.
Yay. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I was going to say, if not, I think, Misty, you still have my email. If, it comes back, if I'm more than happy to help you out, shoot me an email. Catherine said, okay, you guys are making me sweat.
Yeah. The energy is like often warm, right?
And Christina said, why do I mostly feel aqua? I'm very new.
It may be because it is what you need. So we may have we were trying to focus on the other, but some aqua lead stuff may have come through as well.
Moira said, I felt a pulse at the back of my heart chakra.
Yeah.
Exciting.
It's very much about the heart. It's very much an emotional one, right? With the shadow. So you're going to feel, it may help to activate some shadow work for you.
I was going to say, again, when you talk about shadow, you're not talking about like Peter Pan. You're talking about.
No, I'm talking about like working on yourself. Yeah. Yes,
He said,
likely.
well, maybe I can receive messages from my guides easier now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
The more we can clear stuff out.
Well, and with it, where you said that, you know, like the tinnitus stuff and breaking stuff up, you know, I think we talked about maybe, you know, the metaphor that came to my mind was almost one of these like ultrasonic cleaners that you put like medical tools into to break up the dirt off the tools, that it almost felt like that kind of energy. Tuta says the name related to a white dragon.
Oh, cool.
Keyholes appeared on third eye, throat, and high heart. There is no key, just an opening. I could see clouds and angelic light type things. And I think we've had dragons come up with this before too. So that's
we have. Good. It does seem to be related there. Yeah.
So that's nice to hear that. Very cool. Lori said, I feel calm and gentle happiness. I heard the same frequency that I always hear since the blue light surges on the Hopi mesas. Wiggling my toes and fingers, giggles like magic is coming.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Awesome. It did not go lower yet. So it's all upper. So what she's saying is because she said it was third eye, throat, and high heart. So I think that's what she was referring to.
It didn't go any lower.
Like, now I have.
Oh, nice. What was it we said when you got the goosebumps? Because that's like confirmation, right?
Yep. Yeah. Chills, goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, JJ, I think it would, if you had it longer, it would go further. I think it seems to start up in the upper chakras and go work its way down.
So did you want to maybe just talk about what you have coming up or what?
Sure. Yeah. Let me pull up my schedule so I remember what's going up.
Since you're the guest, you can let me know what you got coming up. And then I'll go back over again. Those that weren't here at the beginning, I'll go back over what the upcoming shows are.
That's awesome, Randy. I'm so glad.
Yay.
Good to hear.
That was my hope tonight, that everybody would get a little bit of healing out of this. And
and some smiles.
That everybody
smiles is good. So tomorrow we've got, so every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, Jennifer Drakowski, you're welcome. Jennifer Drakowski and I host Twillow Talk, where we just have authentic conversation, and it's live like this one. So you can come in and chat with us and have that interaction. And so that's at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then I have in person, for those of you that are around in Ottawa, we are doing an in-person enlightenment evening tomorrow night.
I know where I'll be.
That'll be fun. And then what have I got? I have, good question. Oh, stay tuned for a Crystal Skull show. We're just finalizing the date, but it is looking like it's on the 15th. This is one that I've been asked to host through Beyond Being Human, which is another community with Michael Ney. And so we'll be having some special guests on that. So it'll be on my YouTube as well as on Beyond Being Human. So I'm actually a pilot with them. So I have a show called Explorations on their stuff as well. And so this one is introducing a class, actually, a program or a big class about crystal skulls. So that'll be interesting. It should be Thursday, but we haven't finalized the date yet. So stay tuned for that. We have our live monthly readings that I do with Jen on the 18th in the evening. And so join us.
And those are great
on our YouTube, because that's where it'll be. And the following weekend, actually on the 25th, we're launching the Galactic Shaman program. So I mentioned it early in the show, and it's actually going to include a lot of those modalities that we spoke about today. All of them except Reiki. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to learn who our galactic guides are, and do some light
year-long
journey. So. It's a year-long program. And if you come with the program on the 8th of August next year, you'll be initiated as a galactic shaman. So I guess I got a lot coming up this week. It looks like a busy week for me. So come on and join us.
Yes, exactly. And if anybody is interested in the Galactic Shaman, in doing any Reiki, because you do teach classes online, so even if you're not here local, Check out Twillow Lifestyle Community. You can, there's linked down in the description, but also if you just Google Twillow Lifestyle, your website will pop up.
It will.
You can check that out.
Yeah. My YouTube channel is Twillow Lifestyle Community at YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, please subscribe to Tanys and follow, as you said, all those cool new topics and videos that are going to be coming up.
And we've got open mic as well next Friday. So we do that every second.
When the video finishes, I'll make sure I post it in the comments so you guys can get that. Sorry,
awesome.
Go ahead. Interrupted.
No, that's great. So we have, can I say a little bit about the Twillow Lifestyle as well? Is that okay?
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
So Twillow Lifestyle Community there's a group of us that are practitioners, and we do stuff online. So we work with people all over the world as well as local, and we have a membership as well. So if you want to sign up for the membership, it's free right now. And so we're really trying to create a community around like-minded people. And then the Academy supports that. We have about 6-7 teachers all teaching their own modalities.
And they're great.
And it's a great group of people. I'm so honored to be working with this group of people. It's amazing. So, that's on twillowlifestyle.ca. All that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks, awesome. Thanks, Lori. Awesome.
And you also have other videos you do too, like with Ramsey on every other Friday.
Yeah, so that's open mic. We do that every second Friday. I do another podcast with a group of therapists from the UK.
And that's a great show as well. I love listening to that one.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And I do another one with the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact. That one is Bridge to the Galaxy. And so that one we have all sorts of ET and UFO people. So
right.
It's lots
and
of
if you guys are interested in the ET stuff, Tanys and I actually did a live a couple months ago that you can find on my channel where we talked about ETs and extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Moira.
Because I'm a Galactic Ambassador.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's one of the hats.
It's one of my hats. I have a few hats.
Yeah.
Galactic Ambassador is one of them. So.
And then, so for those that weren't here at the beginning, I have shows I think scheduled into October. So the next show is actually August 26th, which is a Monday. So it'll be a Monday at 8 o'clock. And we're going to be doing tarot poetry. So any of you that have watched Indigo Jaguar's channel, so I did some tarot poetry with her. So we're going to continue that, and I'm going to do some on my channel. So if you want to come and hang out and do some poetry with me, you're more than welcome. September 8th, we're going to do go do a deck review of my dog Lenormand. So it's actually a deck that I created myself. Yeah, I hand drew it and everything. So I'm going to go through that in detail with everybody. The 23rd, I actually was to be determined, but I now have a guest coming on, Monica, who does fairy orbs. So she creates jewelry, intuitive jewelry. So I'm going to have her on, talking to her.
23rd of September, correct?
Yes, September. Yes, sorry. Yes. Mm-hmm. So August 26th, September 8th, September 23rd, and then into October, we have topics, as I mentioned, with sacred geometry and sacred symbols and a bunch of other stuff coming up. So stay tuned.
Lots of fun stuff.
Yes. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you can sleep better tonight. That would be
awesome. Sending you all tons of love and light.
I was going to say, speaking of sleep, everybody have a great night. Mm-hmm. And we'll see you again soon. See you next time.
Lots of love.
Bye.